Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hedgen Lee with a morning update for Bitcoin. Still on a different time zone, but it really doesn't matter. Bitcoin is 365 24/7. So, yesterday I had given a bit of a potential indication for a head and shoulders. So, this would be the left shoulder. This could be the head. And the right shoulder. Now, one of the very important facts of using patterns is to look for volume confirmation. So let's take a look at the volume. And it doesn't confirm. So if this is the left shoulder, the height of the volume of the left shoulder cannot be higher than the height of the volume of the head. So there is no volume confirmation for this head and shoulders potential. So I'm going to scrap that idea. The reason is because without the volume confirmation, it is not complete. Remember, for me, a pattern has a complete stage and a confirmation stage. Complete for head and shoulders means that not only does the pattern have to look right, but you also need to get the volume to have the similar type of left shoulder, right shoulder being, head being the highest, and the left shoulder being lower. Both shoulders in the volume have to be lower than the head, and that's not the case here. So I just wanted to put that out. I don't think this is valid. And the confirmation, if we did have the volume confirmation, the confirmation, next confirmation stage would be for the price to break the neckline, to breach below it. There are instances, certain cases, where when you don't get the volume confirmation, but you get the pattern completion, and it still breaches below the neckline. Yes. But remember, technical analysis is a probability assessment. That means you want to get as much of a confidence level or highest confidence level possible. And to get the highest confidence level probability wise is to look for the completion of the requirements, completion of the pattern, and the confirmations. And so far, we do not have a volume confirmation. So I'm not going to rely on this. Now, what I did want to show you is a fractal that I'm noticing. And I'll draw the square around the fractal. Right here. So I'm looking at an incline. Price went down, and there's another incline. So if we look at that and take the perspective of that here, so we have an incline. Now remember, fractals are not exact. They are similar in pattern, but not exact. So we have this, let's go back to here. We have this incline. And this incline is pointing upwards, and, and there's a steep drop, and then it happens again. Then there's a bit of a what's called a fake out drop, and then it just one vertical. So if we look at this now and draw this, price dropped. Now it's doing the second incline. Then I'm wondering if this has a fractal relationship, and I believe it can, it probably does. There is a surge coming, and that surge will be probably reflective of what was happening in the blue box. And the surge might happen like this. It'll probably be near vertical in price movement, and that near vertical movement will have a potential to bring us to 9,000. And I think if this happens, there may be a breakdown of the lower trend line of this as well, slightly, or they may not. Remember, the exactness is not the point. It is just a similarity and the direction. All you're trying to get from the fractal is not the exactness, but the direction. That's all it matters for any kind of investment, any kind of a trade. What is the direction? Future prospective price pathway. Now, what percent of times do fractals work? Well, that's a bit of a relative value because I've never really tabulated that. I certainly will try. I need to keep records of it. But it's also to what degree does it correlate? If you're just looking for an uptick, I think the correlation can be quite high. If you're looking for the degree of the uptick proportionally, then that's where the relativity of the correlational effectiveness of fractal to fractal could come into play as an argument. So I wanted to share with you this today and let you know that there is a potential that if we're going to go to 9,000, this might be it. All right, have a great day.